Well. So you're the mighty Midnight Avenger, and you want to hang my boss Dickel? Huh?
Who, me? My name is Talkie Tina, and I love you very much.
Liar, pants on fire. Talkie Tina, for your crimes, I'm going to hang you. Hang her? No need for that. Just let her go. Dickel F. Lockett is a non-violent gnome.
Oh, thank you, Dickel. Perhaps I misjudged you.
You're damn right you did. I'm an honest Kentucky gnome.
Oh, you're a Kentucky gnome. So am I.
That's cool. Isn't this cozy? She's about to string you up, and now you're best buddies? Hey, I don't like your attitude, Chucky. I pay you to take orders, not give them. You pay me peanuts, you cheapskate. Why, I ought to hang both of you.
Dickel, what do we do?
Tina, if you're truly a Kentucky gnome, you should remember incantation number 14 in the Book of Gnomes.
Number 14?
You know, the one where two gnomes chanting together can summon the power to defeat an enemy?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Okay, together. Nabbit, Miska Simsala, Muska Simbim. Oh, great gnome in the sky, we beg for your intervention. Nabbit. What's this mumbo jumbo?
Huh? What's happening? I'm shrinking. You stupid gnome. How can this be? Is this the end of Chucky?
You know, Tina, you just can't get good help anymore. I could use a stiff drink right about now. How about you?
More like 3 or 4.
Tina, I think this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. So, Tina, who hired you to hang me?
Some old geezer. I think he was from Arkansas.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Well, there's the dial pointer you saw in the first episode. And I mentioned I wasn't going to use that because it's too small. It should be pointing up here, and it's too short here. So I went through my stash, and I'm going to use this dial pointer. This is from a Westinghouse that I scrapped. Of course, it needs to be trimmed.
How'd you like a little trim on that mustache, Ron?
I'm going to use that.
By God, so you are the character that you are.
And somehow I'm going to have to mount that on there. Now I'm thinking about using this bamboo type material here. This is a bamboo knitting needle, I think, and I sanded it down just enough so it goes into that hole. And I'm going to have to figure out how much of that I need, because this is going to mount on here like that, and I've got to cut it and mount that in there. So let's get the cabinet out and see how much clearance we actually have. Okay, with that in the cabinet, it's pushed in all the way. So what I need to do, there's a couple of screws here. Let's take those off. I don't want to lose them, because if it falls on the carpet, I'll never see them again.
All in all, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
This is actually a piece of plastic. That may be Bakelite, I'm not sure. That says Airline Super Heterodyne. So I'm just going to guess here, and I'm going to cut it right here.
I'm guessing that's significant.
Got to remember not to cut out too much, because you can always take off, but you can't add on.
Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom.
Just for fun, let's just put this on here.
Do I laugh now or wait till it gets funny?
Maybe I should leave it like that, huh? Since this is going to be one-of-a-kind radio.
Packs more pleasure, packs more pleasure. Chesterfield packs more pleasure because Chesterfield's more perfectly packed.
No smoking in this building.
What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking?
It's hitting that, so I got to trim some more off.
From now on, everything you do, I'll be watching.
Looks like this side's too long compared to that. Let me see if I can trim that evenly.
Perfect. Perfect.
That looks pretty good there.
You see, it is possible. You needed practice, confidence, to relax.
That looks okay there. Well, there it is with the glass bezel in there. Let's see how many stations I can get. One. It's two.
The last that we have found on her was the 1940
Three.
census, and then in April of 1946 there was a personal ad in the Oregonian.
Let's say you leave out some
Four.
big interest.
And TurboTax CPA Lisa Green Lewis says, getting a letter from the IRS does not mean necessarily that an audit is coming.
That's five. That's six.
Finally breathing a sigh of relief after being held captive on the edges of our seats by the weather. You think we've been
Seven.
stressed? Your shingles are exhausted. Now's the time to go roof line.
Eight. Nine. This is where I hit the spot here where it, there's a lot of interference in my house. It could be coming from the neighborhood, I'm not sure, but this shows up on my other radios, but not as pronounced as it is on this radio. And that's the last one. So what is that? 10? 10 stations? Yeah, I don't have a long wire antenna. This is just hooked up to the window frame on my front window here.
Retirement community. Equal housing opportunity. Parkviewretirement.org.
Well, the time has come to take the finish off here. I'm going to use this stripper here. You're supposed to spray it, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just brush it on. So, let the stripping begin. Hit the music. Well, here's the continuing saga of this speaker here. You know, this is that Zenith speaker. Well, it had a big rip in it, right where it attaches over here. So I tried to fix it, and I put this on here, and it's really stiff. So I was looking on eBay, and I found you can buy a 5-inch cone. Of course, this cone has got a bigger hole than that, so that's not going to fit on there. But I figured if I could just cut this part out.
This looks extraordinarily bad.
And then cut this down, I'll be able to take that and then stick it in there and see if that'll work better. What do you think? Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but at this point I just want to experiment and see what that's going to sound like. Well, there it is. Let's see what happens.
I thought it would be less messy.
Looks like that worked pretty good.
Your ambition is an inspiration, but like all upstarts, you overreach.
Some men have a gift for this sort of thing. Some don't.
I see your talents have gone beyond the mere physical level.
Okay, I'm just going to wipe it down with some lacquer thinner. Then I'll show you what it looks like. I'll probably cut right around here. Get rid of all this. I got to remove this part here. So here it goes.
Would you like something for the pain?
It's really hard where that glue was.
You don't see that every day.
Always wanted to do this.
I don't know what your scheme is, but it sounds crazy to me.
Oh my god, he's an idiot!
Okay, I'm going to take this piece off here. Well, that didn't come off very well, did it? I'm going to have to make a new one of that. But I'm going to clean all this up off camera. This stuff's pretty good. There's hardly any fumes at all on that. So, that worked out pretty good.
Cut the commercial.
That's what it looks like.
That looks good too.
Okay, what's next on this cabinet is it's got some damage down here. Looks like that kind of got gouged out. So I'm going to repair this.
Holy mackerel, Andy.
There it is with that rim cleaned up. So now I gotta make a piece of cardboard. So I'll just use that. Okay, I've got this part done. I'll probably have to make another one and glue that on top. But that was pretty easy. Alright. Now I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to start by cutting a little bit off it, just to get a feel for it. It's pretty thick right here.
Buzz, have you maybe considered another hobby? Say like basket weaving?
I don't need these wires here, so I'm going to take those off.
Some guys never learn their own weaknesses, as a horse never sees its face.
I think that's good enough. Oh man. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have ate that stuff. Oh, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh. Oh, I'm back. Oh, that was embarrassing. But when you gotta go, you gotta go. Now it's time to stain the cabinet here. And I was gonna find a rag, but since I had my little accident there, I didn't quite make it to the bathroom.
Oh my God!
Oh man, it was a wet one. Oh, whew. Stinks. But you know, I'm not gonna let this go to waste.
No!
Since I got a rag here, even though it's full of poop, I'm gonna stain this. The first stain I'm going to put on is special walnut. This just goes over everything. From there, I'm going to do 3 or 4 different tones on it. Oh, that's nasty.
What's that stink?
This is worse than John from Arkansas's undies I had. Whew. Let's see how this works.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Okay, we'll let that dry and I'll show you what I'm up to next. Okay, I'll cut the hole here bigger. I think that's going to work. But then again, this whole thing is going to be a big fail, I believe. Well, I bought this. I never tried it before. Well, it smells like model cement. So let's sniff some fumes.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
It's clear.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's better if I just do this.
Don't be so casual. This is serious. You can't afford to behave like an idiot.
Sloppy, but My heart's not really in this, so I don't care.
You're worse than an old woman. Don't get so nervous.
This stuff is just too... It's drying too quick.
You hear this foolish man?
Oh, brother.
You're getting too old. You're not up to it.
I'm gonna glue this part later.
Your style is unorthodox.
Well, this is my hack job for today. Let that dry, see what happens. This bottom piece is going to be really dark, along with this stripe here, and this stripe here. So I'm going to use some red mahogany, see what that looks like. I'm going to end up using toner on it, but just to see what this looks like. You get the idea. I'm going to continue off camera. Well, here's the underside of the chassis completed.
Nice, awful nice.
I had to do a lot of rewiring in the midst of all the problems I had. One of the things I did was, if you remember, I had terminal strips over here where the wires from the IF can came out, and I had those soldered. Well, I eliminated those and just took the wires directly to where they go. The same with the other one here. And if you're ever thinking of doing this, I would suggest you just tack on the wires until the thing works. Because I had to take a bunch of wires off and on over here with the oscillator coil, the antenna coil. I had these things off and on so many times, it was pitiful. Pins on the tubes around here. So once the radio started working, I rewired everything, made it look more neat. Hopefully it looks neat. And that's how it looks now. One thing I may add is a safety capacitor across the power line. I haven't done that yet, but all in all, I think this looks pretty good.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go with these caps here. These are 10 microfarad. Those are the original ones I put in there. I thought I might need something more, maybe like a 30, 33, but those seem to work out okay. I don't get much hum in the speaker, so I'm going to go with it. I think it looks pretty dapper. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
I put on some new brackets here. The original ones I had on there were real flimsy, made out of thin metal like this piece here. So this is a lot thicker. Once that's on there, it won't give. And one thing I've been thinking about, and somebody reminded me of this, I once painted a transformer red in the middle, and that aggravated quite a few of my viewers, and I'm going to do it again just to aggravate them again.
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
I like that.
You idiot! You'll ruin everything!
You jerk!
I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. Okay, I just did the bottom trim here. Okay, next I'm going to do this strip here, and this strip here.
What if this is as good as it gets?
Looks like it messed up there. I'm going to have to clean that up. But next I want to do this area here. And then this area on both sides on the end. Well, there it is with the toner part finished. So now it's time to add the lacquer. I'm going to use satin. I put 3 coats of lacquer on this, and I think it looks okay.
Well, she's looking good. A lot better than I hoped.
And I was thinking about this, and you know how some radios have a decal on it, like Philco? It's got decals that say Philco on here.
Yes.
Since this is an Airline, I was thinking about putting a decal on there that says Airline on it. But the more I thought about it, since the chassis is made from scratch, it's not an actual Airline anymore, although the cabinet is. And I was trying to think of a good name for this radio so I can make a decal for it. And so instead of Airline, I came up with Buzzline.
Say what?
You know, Airline, Buzzline, kind of has a ring to it. So I bought some paper that you can actually print decals on. Okay, I printed it out. I used different colors and wanted to see what stood out best. And I also did some the tube numbers and the first IF and the second IF. I may put decals on the chassis.
Okay.
So what happens after this is after you print it, you got to spray this clear on it, acrylic clear. And after that dries, then it should work just like a regular decal. Well, it's time to test this monstrosity.
Oh, brother.
Don't look too pretty there in the middle there, but hey, I did the best I could with what I had, so.
You sure?
It's got to sound better than it did. So, the radio's warmed up. Let's see what it sounds like.
Justice here, she's exonerating the innocent and is the target of political attacks. The Reverend Jesse Jackson calls Fox a progressive prosecutor who did the right thing.
Fox is last in Chicago last week. All charges against Smollett over a report of an attack.
It has one, the problem with playing ping pong in a bar is once the ball gets lost, some custody questions all the time. Don't wait. Get your answers now. Call 1-800-DIVORCE to get your...
It actually sounds a lot better than it did.
Homeowners, decide to make your outdoor living space come alive with help from the law. Encouraged me in a way that I didn't get from other people who I felt cared about me or felt, more or less sort of liked me. But she was very, certain attributes of my character.
Let's put some music on and see how the music sounds.
Oh boy!
That sounds pretty good. It still sounds a little distorted, I think.
Because I still cannot feel thinking of you, and I still...
You know, I'm going to try another speaker. Now, I've got a speaker here that old 64 Goat sent me.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Goat. Remember about 2 or 3 years ago you sent me some speakers because you were going to get rid of them? So let's see how this one sounds. This is a permanent magnet speaker, so...
Gentlemen, this is a test.
What are you waiting for? Come on.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Not going to cooperate, huh? Oh, that sounds a lot clearer. A lot more volume, too.
I can't believe you're gone. Memories linger on.
Let's put the other one back on.
No!
And I still hear your lips kissing me.
See how distorted it is when I go all the way up? Although it sounds pretty good when I got the volume low.
I still remember that night under the moon. I recall that.
So, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll put the new speaker in there. Although I wanted to keep the field coil one in there. But since I made this radio from scratch, I might as well put the best sounding speaker in there, right?
That's right.
Let's put that other one back on here.
Oh no, not again.
Cause I still get a thrill thinking of you.
Well, that sounds nice. Okay. I guess I'm going to put this in there. There it is. I must say it looks very, very, very good. I'm proud of you, Buzz.
Me too.
So I was thinking about what type of grill cloth I wanted for this radio. And since it's called an Indian radio or Indian head radio, I decided to use an Indian theme. Now, I tried to find some fabric that had like an Indian head on there, but I couldn't find quite the right one. So I saw this stuff here. You know, I wanted something unconventional with this radio. Since it's a buzz line, not going to go with the usual type grill cloth, just something a little bit different. So I'm going to choose this. And I think that looks kind of cool. I'm sure this is pissing off a lot of haters out there, but you know, I don't give a damn about you guys. This is my radio. This is a buzz line.
Smooth.